Before we begin, thank you very much to Dirty Dan 1993, Dirty with a U, by the way, for joining the Patreon campaign. Thank you so much for the support. Means the world to me. Keeps the channel afloat. Keeps the daily content coming. Any level of support helps, whether it's $1, whether it's the 15 and you want requests. All of it works. All of it helps keep the lights on the TJOmega YouTube channel here, and I appreciate everyone. We're just about caught up. I don't have any silly ones to do, so we'll just kind of ride this out and see what happens after that. We're like 110 shout-outs or something in a row now. You guys are insane, and I thank you all for being insane for me. All right, so this is just something that's been frustrating me today, frustrating me for the last 24 hours. I don't necessarily even know if this is enough to fill an entire video. This is just me going on a rant. So welcome, welcome to the rage zone. All right, so I'm not even going to have many visual examples for this. This is mostly just me getting something off of my chest. So if you're into that, hey, welcome. So I have been at a loss for what to actually review lately. We've got a brand new Transformers movie just a few weeks away, a scant few weeks away from actually releasing. Actually, we're like 2 weeks away. I've got like advanced tickets, so I'm going to be reviewing that very shortly. And yeah, like I'm trying desperately to like find things for review, and then nothing happens. I rather find it in person because I'm the type that likes to check over paint, make sure all the parts are there, etc. And frankly, this swapped packaging thing is getting so out of hand that I've gotten people telling me that even things they've ordered off of Amazon have come with the things swapped because, Amazon doesn't care. They don't know. They'll just throw it in a box, say, "Oh, hey, thank you for giving this thank you for giving this item another chance." And then they'll just give you whatever's in the box. So I don't really even trust online. I want to see what I'm buying. So I always try to buy in person if I can. That being said, I have not been able to find much of any. No, let's get this straight. I've been able to find lots of Rise of the Beast toys. What I have not been able to find have been normal Transformer toys for Rise of the Beasts. In my area, like my normal shops that I go through, I cannot, for the life of me, find any mainline deluxes or Voyagers outside of the buzzworthy 3-pack that every single Target has too many of. That's literally it for deluxes. And Voyagers? No, absolutely not. What you are seeing, the photo you are seeing, is the one piece of evidence I had to actually prove to me that a Voyager class Optimus Prime from the Rise of the Beasts mainline actually existed in my area. This was at a Walmart, and honestly, the package swapping is one thing, but just like straight up stealing things right out of the packaging now that there's no window to protect them has absolutely been a lot worse than it used to be, especially on smaller things like the Beast Battlemaster assortment. Just for fun, just to see. I bought one myself, and instead of clipping it out like I normally do, I wanted to see just how fast I could, like how long would it actually take to get it out of the packaging without snapping anything. And guess what? Here it is. It was a Beast Battlemaster Optimus Primal, which is actually a pretty cool one. This took me like 30 seconds. Like, it really was not hard at all to get it out of the box without snipping it. I am not encouraging it, by the way. I am doing this to point out that this is incredibly stupid. And it's just because everyone's getting away with things like that, things like this are now starting to happen, where it's just very brazen theft of these things, all because there's no window. To the point where now, like, Hasbro's announced that windows will be coming back to their packaging, and I'm 100% convinced at this point it has nothing to do with making collectors happy. It has everything to do with retailers having way too many complaints about this happening over and over and over and over. So I have no doubt it's just to appease the retailers and stop the complaints. But more back to the point here. We're talking about distribution on these Transformers, and yeah, let me just run this down. So Yesterday, I hit a few of my usual haunts just to see what's going on, and then I headed uptown to see how many spots I could hit in one day without, making my car catch fire or anything, and just to find out exactly, how up to date could I actually find anything in person. All right, so the first Walmart, so I had first Walmart of yesterday had this. And pretty much everything else they had was just the normal stuff. You could find all of the gimmicky stuff, like the armor figures. Those were there aplenty. Just the all the basic assortment stuff was there, and just the same old Wave 1 stuff. Like Scorponok is out. Didn't find it. What else is out? There's a bunch of things out. Couldn't find. The second Walmart of the day had a lot of older stuff. They still had Bumblebee Soundwave somehow. If you want to drive between two different stores, one to get your Soundwave, one to get your Ravage, you can do it in Southwest Florida right now. They had a Dragon Megatron, which is apparently hard to find in this area. I found a couple of them in the last 24 hours, actually. And then my usual Target, the one I go to the most. They actually did have Wave 2 of Earthspark Deluxes, and they had the Battle Changer Mirage. So, all right. So that actually had something. They also had a random Legacy Buzzsaw there, which apparently just rings up as a normal deluxe under their banner. So, I don't know. I guess someone returned it to the wrong store and just, hey, whatever. So that exists. It's probably never going to go on sale because it's like kind of out of their system, but it's there. Today, we hit another Walmart number 3 on this list. And actually, shockingly, yes, I actually found mainline Rise of the Beast. I found the Voyagers. I found Optimus Prime and Rhinox. Now, to my knowledge, Rhinox is supposed to be a Wave 2. So, did my area completely skip Wave 1 because I wanted the Primal? I've actually heard that the Primal... people have told me the Primal is actually pretty good. Desperate for color, but it is actually a good toy, and I'm actually super curious about that. Unfortunately, I don't know yet because I can't find the thing. I hit, Walmart number 4 on the list. Lots of full pegs, but nothing that really stood out. They had Earthspark Wave 2. I found it at a Target as well. And then they had Scrap Hook and Needle Nose, so at least the Legacy Deluxes were up to date, kind of. Target number 2 that I hit, exact same old stuff. It's the same gimmicky Rise of the Beast toys that everybody has, all Wave 1. I hit a GameStop. Just because it's a GameStop that I almost never go to. They had the Selects Guardian robot, which I never expected to see in person. In person, the Selects boxes are super boring to see on a toy shelf, so I'm not exactly sure what they think they're accomplishing with that series. Generation Selects, I think, has a place. It kind of replaces all the BotCon stuff that no longer has a place to go. Like all those super random repaints and remolds they would do. Selects is perfect for that. And it's always like the most dull, boring thing. And then the last Target I saw, there's a Skyquake, the Core Nemesis, and Thundercracker I saw. Didn't see the new Dinobot cores. Those were apparently cited. And then like a Battlemaster Primal is one of the few places I could find that in person. Like pretty much every place that I go in my area, every Target basically looks like this. It's the same old stuff. Everyone got the walkie-talkies super fast. It's like the walkie-talkies I found at my Target the day that they were sighted in person. It wasn't even like it was a weird shock thing that it was actually out there so fast. But like literally every place I go looks like this. Maybe you'll find Metal Hawk and maybe you'll find Twin Cast. Maybe you'll find like something beyond like Wave 1 of something. But this is pretty much what every single Target in my area has. And then the Deluxes is just a smattering of, older stuff. Nothing really fresh. And just randomly sold out pegs. If you want to look at what a Walmart around me looks like, this is kind of what it looks like. A bunch of old series for Studio series. They might still have some Velocitron hanging around. None of the ones I visited, this is not exactly one of mine, but none of the Walmarts I visited on this actually did have any Velocitron left over. But this is pretty representative of what I would normally run into. A lot of Elita 1s, a lot of Warrior class Elita 1s. It's probably going to make it very hard to find a Thrash. I found, I think I did see one Thrash in person. I haven't seen it since. Yeah, but it's just the same old stuff over and over. And I'm just kind of like scratching my head. It's like, there's a brand new live action movie coming out within, in 2 weeks, and I can't find anything of its main toy line. How? Well, one reason is you're looking at right now. We just have way too much, and every single toy line is just filled to the brim. So back in the day when they had multiple Transformer lines going, they actually tried not to compete with each other. So you had things like Transformers Animated had Voyager class and Leader class toys, but the companion line was Transformers Universe 1.0. They had deluxes, but no Voyager class. They had Ultra class, which was like, back when Voyagers were $20, Ultra class was $30, Leader was $40. So it was the in-between size that the Unicron trilogy had, but that had been absent for a few years. And then they didn't have Animated had the Leader class and Universe did not. So that's kind of how they balanced it out. So like different lines had exclusive different price points. Now the live action movie success did change a lot of this. And I think we're still kind of like feeling the effect of that, because look at this. Look at this. Every line now has gimmicky toys at lower price points. Every line now has larger toys at higher price points, gimmicky or otherwise. Every line has deluxes. Every line has deluxes. And they all kind of have their own style and like their own their own way of doing things. Like a Earthspark Deluxe is not comparable to a Legacy Deluxe. There's a $5 difference between the two for a reason. They're not bad. They're not bad for what you're buying, but it is odd. It is odd that they're both considered the same size class, but the quality is notably different between the two. But yeah, you look at this. So Studio Series has every size class, right? Generations Legacy has every size class. Earthspark has all its own unique size classes and all of these gimmicky toys. There's separate lines like Velocitron is still at some Walmarts. If you're like really weird, you might find some Beast Wars reissues left. They've got the Walmart reissue line for G1 that's also running at the same time. You've got some leftover Dinobot Adventure line from like leftover what am I thinking of? Cyberverse, sorry. And then like if you're going to Target, you've also got Buzzworthy Bumblebee that's also running up. And now Walmart is getting ready for another capsule release with the Generation 2 line. It's such a glut of product. Like there's so much Transformer to buy these days. And like every toy line feels like it's all trying to go for your money at every price point at the same time. So when it comes to distribution, like you're looking at just stores that just do not have space for any of this, and they just see like a glut of Transformers product and no real urge to get anything different. Even online, I'm starting to see this as a problem. You look on Amazon and they've got the gimmicky stuff for Rise of the Beast, but they don't have the main line. Like we're 2 weeks out from the movie and we still do not have the main line releases even at Amazon. Amazon doesn't have these. And this was what was weird. Like, look how long some of the Studio Series stuff has been out. I can't find them in my area either. That's 8 stores. 8 stores in 24 hours. Just about every place I could have gone that has a Transformer aisle. I could not find anything besides one. I found one Air Razor. Haven't found the Cheetor. The Rhinox is up for pre-order now. I think people have found the Prime. I mean, it's so hard to keep track now. This is the problem with how many toy lines there are. It's so hard to keep track of what's out there to find. But yeah, like literally, I can't even find the Cheetor in person. The Cheetor's been out for like 2 months or something crazy. Like it's weird. I can't find the Scourge. No one has the Scourge, and that's one of the first ones that dropped. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with any of this. One of the biggest problems, though, So I did a guest spot on a podcast for Moonbase 2, and we talked about distribution. We talked about we talked about marketing. We talked about the marketing of Transformers these days and how much it's changed, and kind of what's gone wrong with it now. And one of the most important things that I forgot to mention on that podcast is a big thing with distribution and just marketing in general is Transformers as a whole does not sell to you or me. Hasbro does not sell its product to you or me. You know who they sell to? They sell to someone like this. They sell to somebody who looks like this. Probably a little bit older, probably like 50s, kind of like, big executive type. But they sell to people like this. And this works at Walmart, at Target, at Amazon, at the higher levels. And they are the ones that Hasbro deals with directly. And their job is just hit a quantity number and hit buy. That's their entire job. So when you ask, like, why can't I get this wave? Look at the wave itself. Look at the assortment of the wave itself. How many characters would you say were household names? How many characters would you say are popular with the fandom, or would be something that, like, if someone said this, it would immediately go, oh, that sounds like a Transformer. And you'll find that, like, sometimes the most uncommon waves there are in order to buy, sometimes, like, the hardest waves to actually get in are the ones that are not including anything you would immediately recognize. So the people who generally click the buy button know literally nothing about Transformers. They know the household stuff. Optimus Prime, Megatron, Starscream, Bumblebee, maybe Soundwave, maybe. Things like that. So if the waves do not include characters like that, they don't buy nearly as much, which means it doesn't trickle down into your store. So waves that include like random characters like Needle Nose, Hot Shots, Skullgrin, those things tend to be harder to find sometimes, and the stores really only stock them when they are absolutely out of everything else. Basically when there's no other option but to buy those. It is why things like this exists, which, of course, if you use my code or use my link in the description to visit my friends over at Entertainment Earth, you can get 10% off in-stock orders, and in-stock orders over $59 will get free shipping. Or you could just use my link to pre-order things like this and make sure you get them. That helps me a lot, too. Cheap plug. Thank you. This is why Gamer Edition exists. Why go back to High Moon games? When they are over 10 years old at this point, and the designs are essentially irrelevant? Because when your Studio Series, you look at your options here, you basically run the gambit of all the Megatrons and Optimus Primes you absolutely can. So in order to keep those big names in those assortments and to keep these companies buying your stuff, you've got to put those big names in. So they got to come from somewhere. They got to be an Optimus and Megatron you haven't done before. A lot of times, that's the only reason why these wave assortments sell. Because the person who knows literally nothing actually sees those names and goes, people buy Bumblebee, buy more. People buy Optimus Prime, buy more. There's your distribution. People love to blame Hasbro for bad distribution. The truth is, Hasbro just makes the product and offers it up to retailers, and how much they buy and where they ship it out is completely irrelevant to Hasbro themselves. It is all down to just, middleman distributors. It's all down to warehouses at Walmart and Target, etc. And it's really just down to, like, timing. If your store doesn't really get much in that's new, it's largely because they're either not moving enough Transformers product, or they refuse to put things on sale, which, that can happen too. It's a lot of factors, but I think Hasbro gets a very unfair shake for just how bad distribution can get, because really, like, they just make the product and offer it. At that point, if the stores don't want to order it, that's all them. But yeah. This is weird. When even the big online retailers aren't getting in the main line 2 weeks out from a major movie, that's weird. That's really weird. But when there's so much for them to order already, and so much product just glutting every single shelf you go to, it's kind of no wonder that they're not willing to accept yet another toy line even for a big blockbuster movie coming out. which is a little bit concerning. A little bit concerning, but we have to take it for what it is. Okay, so yeah, that's basically me just wanting to rant about how hard it is just to find what should be very basic Transformer toys out on the market today. But if you stuck around for it, thank you very much. Yeah, this is just me wanting to get something off my chest. And I'm sure there's people out there that can relate as well. If you've been able to find Rise of the Beast mainline easily, congratulations. Hope it's been fun for you. But at very least here in Southwest Florida, man, it has been brutal. Absolutely brutal. But thank you guys for watching. I did find some stuff, so some Rise of the Beast reviews will be coming. I've got one video in mind, probably tomorrow, that's going to go over quite a bit of what I've had to buy as consolation prizes. You'll see those. But thank you guys for watching. I will see you next time.
We're gonna have to get your names for the books. You, player 1.
William Current.
Roll me a deception check.
I thought their name was Pain.
Roll a disadvantage.
Okay. Alright.
That was like the opposite of the help action there. You, Goblin.
First name D's.
Watch your tongue.